Shut up. Everyone shut up. The street traffic, shut up. Let's wait until the tractor passes by. Anyone else? Some carriage? Cinderella? No one? I have a new lens, and you cannot ruin that for me. And I also have a package. Postal. This is probably not the best day to start a vlog because today is Thursday. And you just don't start a vlog on a Thursday. Also, you don't start a diet on a Thursday. It all starts on Monday. And today I have a new package, and it is a plant. I will not lie to you. Also, you will get to see it. So, it's important to tell you it is a plant. But before we get to that, I just wanted to show you. I have Hoya AH074 in bloom, and it's absolutely stunning. It is Carnosa. You can see the beautiful flowers. They're kind of pink. Pink-white. Off-pink, off-white. I don't know the color terms. And it has a lovely Carnosa smell. Some people don't like the Carnosa smell. To me, they smell like chocolate. And I think Hoya flowers can smell definitely differently to other people. So to me, they smell very pleasant, Carnosa. I don't think it's overpowering. A lot of people say it is. I had several Carnosas in bloom. Not the regular one, because I don't think I have even a regular one. But the ones that I had were very, very pleasant. And the leaves are also pretty on this one. Some are more splashy than others, but I just accepted this. A lot of people, when they buy AH074, they expect full silver leaves. And it was never my experience. I could never get full silver. I think this is like the most that I got. I like these leaves as well. I think that's fine. Anyways, let's just not fiddle around anymore. Oh, you know what? I have a verticillata in bloom. Wait. The outer variegated Hoya verticillata is blooming here, and you can see that flower. I really need to get a new light as well because my light is just not great. So cute, so small. Is it worth it to wait such a long time? I would say so. They smell like hyacinth to me, and I like it. I have a couple of more. What? Excuse you, hold on. Why does this look like a node growing from a leaf petiole? Don't do weird stuff. No one likes weird things. Except people who do. I also had another verticillata in bloom recently, and it was lovely. It had 3 peduncles filled with buds. And that one was sold to me as verticillata pink flower. Wasn't pink. Someone didn't know their colors. Let's just do the unboxing of this plant, and I'm just gonna tell you it's not a Hoya. So don't hold your breath for that. Shall we begin? Was that threatening? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. This looks well packaged. This is the first time I order from this seller. It's been a long time since I ordered a plant from Serbia. It hasn't been a long time since I ordered a plant, don't be silly. But I haven't been ordering for a long time from local sellers just because they don't have plants that I want. The box is opening by itself. Excitement! How do I continue? I don't understand the system. And this is the plant. Where do I begin? To tell the story of how great our love can be. I've been looking for this plant for a long time before. I kind of gave up. Oh, you're so cute. We're gonna keep this to package. 'Tis an orchid. But not any orchid. This is Phalaenopsis hybrid Mini Mark. I've been looking for Mini Mark for such a long time. Now, I don't know where you live, but Mini Mark is not a super common orchid here. That's not good. One of the leaves is broken here. This one. Typically, broken leaves are not a problem. In orchids, not a great thing to have a broken leaf. I have only seen it in photos, and the leaves are big. bigger than I expected, and we do have 2 orchids inside, which is good. These are the flowers. They're super cute. As you can see, super, super small. Oh no. Oh, my battery is super, super empty. Oh, crap. So mini mark. 1 blasted bud here. That's fine. And beautiful, beautiful flowers. You can see them. They're so small and so cute. Like, look at that. I know there are not a lot of orchid lovers among you. And honestly, shame on you, but this is beautiful. I love it. It is in bark, so I will have to repot it in bark and moss, because that is what I grow orchids in bark and moss. I think maybe I will leave it like this for now. I think, hear me out, I think they can go in the Hoya wall. A couple of orchids can fit in there. Also, I don't like orchids on the stakes. Maybe I will put it here. Oh my gosh, it could fit on my pegboard. It could totally fit here. That would be so cute. Well, Miro has to go and do some other things today. I'm just going to leave my orchid here, and it will just sit on my desk until I get more orchids. Just kidding, I'm not getting more orchids. I wanted to go outside for a walk. That is not happening right now. Instead, what I will do is I will just record videos today and talk to a camera. It's a very healthy way to live your life. I do have some Hoyas that I want to check. I have some propagations that you have seen in one of my previous videos, so I want to check those. I think they're ready to move on to their more permanent locations or location. I'm not actually really sure where I'm going to put them. And I am actually going to take care of my violets. I have a Q&A video that I'm going to film today. That's kind of the plan. And I think I'm just going to take care of the violets and record that video at the same time. That's the plan, at least. Last week I recorded a vlog and I was supposed to water all of those hanging Hoyas, but I didn't. Instead, I watered the living wall in the back, which you probably, yeah, there, you can see it now. And it's time to water that wall again, I believe. I'm just gonna check. Oh no, it is time to. No. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. It's fine. Also, the Christmas is this weekend. That's not that one. No. It's the other holiday. The Easter is this weekend. The Orthodox Easter, time difference and all of that. So we are a week behind. I'm going to start making myself more presentable so we can record the Q&A. Oh, my Anthurium caramelense is making a new leaf. I just saw that. Oh, so nice. Such a wrong direction. Do not go there. Up. You want to go up. It's a bad path you're on. I had to sit down a bit. The camera is getting heavy. What I wanted to say is I also am supposed to take some photos of my Hoya cuttings, well, of my Hoya plants, of the mother plants, because I want to do a Hoya sale, because I want to order more Hoyas. So, it's a vicious circle. And I think I'm not going to have enough time to do all of that today. I really tend to over plan my days. So for example, today I would like to record a Q&A, which is probably going to take me a couple of hours, if not more. And it's already sometime in the day. I think it's like 1 or 1:30. I'm not really sure. And then I want to water the Hoyas and move the Hoyas from the prop boxes to their permanent spots. I don't know, does anyone else overplan their days? Because I feel like I don't put so many things into a day, yet there isn't enough time. And it's not that I'm inefficient, it's just that, I don't know, there's always so much to do. All right, I think we should stop recording this and get ready for the Q&A, which essentially means I will change the shirt and do something about the hair. It's very glamorous here. Ooh. I recorded my Q&A and I fixed my violets, and it is about 10 p.m. now. I made some lunch and then I recorded, and it was already 3 o'clock, I think, by then. I recorded for a couple of hours, went for a walk for an hour, came back home, had some dinner, and then I had to finish Q&A because most of the violets had to be rerooted, so I had to cut them, let them dry, and then I potted them up. That took longer than expected, and now I am cleaning up the mess that I made, which is quite significant. So that is all I actually got to do today. Which, it is a bit disappointing, but I'm glad the weather was nice and I could go for a walk. I am going to clean this up and watch some X-Files. One of the greatest highlights of my last month is discovering there are X-Files on Disney+. So I'm gonna watch an episode of that and go to bed, and tomorrow is editing day, and then I will water the Hoya wall. So that's the update, and that's it for today. My life isn't very exciting. Why am I recording vlogs? No one knows. Welcome to Saturday, the most unexciting day of my life. So today I will spend the entire day editing. It's a long video. I think the unedited footage is, let me just check. Well, there's just no ending, is there? Yeah, it's a Q&A video. I did a lot of talking. I'm still going. I'm still going through the timeline. It's just doesn't end. 2 hours and 42 minutes. I can talk. I'm probably gonna cut out some questions. When I choose something that I don't want to reply to, it's not because it's a question that I don't feel comfortable with replying, but maybe there is an answer in one of the videos, so you have to go and seek the answer yourself. I ordered some pots last night. I didn't tell you that. Today is the last day of the discount, and these are the pots that I think are available only here. Essentially, those are the self-watering pots that I showed you. Sorry if you can hear the traffic. My window is open. I need air. So, I apologize for being a human. I ordered, I think, 15 pots for 60 euros, which, is gonna help me cover my second Mars Hydro tent. I have pots for the first one, and then I got the pots for, I think, almost the entire tent, the second one, and I need more pots for the tent on those two tents, the one on the above, and then I think everything will be pretty much in self-watering, or at least most of the stuff, aside from the stuff outside. But I just cannot hang these pots to be hanging on the wall, I don't think, so it's fine if I have to water that every week. I'm gonna do it every 2 weeks. So far it seems to me that the ones that are in self-watering pot can go really 2 weeks at least without having to be watered, which is great because time just flies by. I don't know how. I don't know what happens. One day it's Monday, next day it is Monday, 2 weeks later, and I haven't watered anything, right? Will you shut up? Will you stop passing by so violently? Manifesting a quiet street to live on. Manifesting a quiet street to live on. That's why I have the headphones in throughout the entire day. It's just a lot of noise, and when you start to focus on the noise, you just notice how annoying it is. And I don't like it. I just wish it was a quieter street. Where are all these people going? That is my question. Where is everyone going? Why is no one walking? I do have to water my Hoya wall. I was supposed to do that last night, but I just did not have the time. I have to water that and all the Hoyas that are outside, that are hanging above my head. So that will get done. And I think perhaps I will be adventurous and water my Rodsta cabinet. This portion of the video is sponsored by Mars Hydro. Quite an awkward position that I am in right now. Tall person problems. I wanted to show you some of the Hoyas that have been thriving in my Mars Hydro grow tent, the big one. And usually I would take you for a tour, but it's a bit of a mess and I don't want to be judged. I do not feel like being judged today. If you have been following me for a while, you do know that I struggle with this plant quite a lot. This is Hoya lambi. And I bought this plant 2 years ago in November of 2021. Okay, a year and a half ago. And it only grew 2 leaves. It attempted to grow many times and I just was not very lucky with it. Finally, when I put her in the tent, she made 2 new beautiful leaves. They're still hardening off, but that's beautiful looking. And she's pushing out several growth points. Finally, this plant wants to thrive, it seems. If you want to grow something like this, a grow tent is absolutely gonna be necessary, or some form of a greenhouse, because she ain't easy. Also, this other plant has been thriving and it's looking real pretty, so I needed to show you the plant. This is Hoya fausiana. I mean, look at those leaves. This one here is particularly nice. She has been in the grow tent since day one, and she has been unstoppable, except when I repotted her, but that's a different story. I also talked about this Hoya before, and she is making 2 huge leaves. This is Hoya medinellafolia. She also has been in the tent from day one, and it's a beautiful plant. I think she is quite sensitive, so I keep her at all times in the tent. She actually has 2 peduncles. The first one still didn't flower. It is budding up a bit. And then under this gorgeous new pair of leaves, which are still growing, so they are not firm yet, we have another peduncle. So she's loving the tent and she's loving the self-watering, and really if you want to grow some of these more finicky Hoyas, it's gonna be really tough to do it in regular household conditions. If you want to get a grow light or a grow tent for yourself, make sure to use the code BASIPLANTS for a small discount. Thank you Mars Hydro for supporting the channel. Now let's get back to the video. You can kind of see me, and there are some plants here. The ones from the Rodsta cabinet. I'm gonna water them, so you will get to see them. They're from this side. Oh, you know what? This would be a great time for me to clean the glass. Something tells me that's not happening. Well, the light is great here. All right, that's a little bit better. I typically don't do this like this. I don't take them out. I just water them in place. I don't know. Today I just wanted to take them out, take a look at them. I trimmed some vines that need to be trimmed, and I did some mild retrellising. My gray ghost was going into other Hoyas, so I kinda pointed it this way, and you can see that he was getting green again. This plant does not want to be close to the light. I made a comparison video between Nova Ghost and Grey Ghost, and both of them are carnosas. And it has been my experience with both of these plants that the closer they are to light, the more green you will see on the plant. And you can really see that these parts that have been away from the light, like that leaf in the back, if we shall focus, they're fully silver. Also like these, that has been away from the light. And then these that have been close to the light, those definitely have more green. So something to be mindful of. I always use my watering tank. This is 5 liters. I'm not so strong, don't worry. It's just that there's not so much water inside. And I always use that for watering. I used to use a 10-liter one, but that kind of gets heavy on the back, and I just prefer to use this one now. I'm just gonna take them from the pots. They have been recently repotted to these, and they're doing really well. I could wash the pots. I hope that from that it was clear. I won't. And I'm not gonna actually make the entire reservoir full. I'm just gonna, I think, go halfway. Mostly because I'm hoping to be able to water all of them. Some were definitely supposed to be watered much earlier than this. I'm trying to give my Kari less light because I want bigger leaves. I think I will put them to the front, and I turned off one of the lights because I had 2 70-watt lights. So if we can go with one, even better for electricity. I just wanted to show you another plant that lives with the ones that you have seen. It's Hoya exilis, and it is in bloom today. It has started blooming on, I would say, Sunday evening. The second peduncle opened on Monday. This is the first one that opened. And it's so beautiful. I love it. I took some good photos. But I also ordered a macro lens, which is the second lens that I bought this month. When I bought my camera for my YouTube, which was, I think 2 years ago now, it came, well, it didn't come. I also paid for the kit lens, which is pretty bad. And I've been using it for 2 years, and I've been wanting to upgrade it for such a long time. And finally, I bought the lens for the video, and I bought a macro lens for my photos. I can't wait for the macro lens to arrive tomorrow so I can take even better Hoya photos. And videos probably. I think I'm gonna try to record some nice b-roll for you with it. I would love it if Hoya Scortechini could stay in flower, because I also have that here. I think maybe it could happen. I mean, we're gonna have a couple of more peduncles anyways, but I would love them in flower together. I took one photo of both of them together and they were so perfect. They just look great together. This one lives in the Mills, but this one lives in the Rodsta with the plants I just watered. And then another one that lives in the Mills, but on the bottom, is Hoya Frogfoot, or it's Hoya Amrita actually, but this particular clone is Frogfoot. It's not staked, by the way, though it may, maybe I should keep it staked. I just did that so I could take some photos, and it's so beautiful. I think it's one of my most favorite flowers, which is something I say all the time, I know. Every time a new Hoya blooms, I'm like, it's one of my most favorite flowers, but it is so beautiful. It was definitely more green the first night. Now it kind of got more color. It has that ombre look to it. It is so pretty. Now, I think Vermont Hoyas, Doug Chamberlain said it doesn't smell, but I definitely can smell something citrusy with mine. And it's not exactly citrus because that's a stronger scent. This is something familiar, but I can't tell you what. It reminded me of pelargoniums, the ones that where you rub the leaves, you can smell kind of that citrusy smell. But those are also not strong, right? So that's not exact match for citrus, but that is what it reminds me of. I forgot to tell you about this Hoya exilis. It smells exactly to me like propolis. It is beautiful. I didn't smell it the first night, but after that I could smell it. We had quite a lot of Hoya blooming and they were all looking fantastic. Why do I look normal? I feel this is not what people sign up for. So this week has not exactly been what I intended it to be. I may have overplanned things. And you know what? I think that might actually be the title of the video, how I overplanned stuff. Essentially, the goal for this week was ambitious. We had ambition. We had a goal. We thought it was attainable. It was not. The plan for the week was to repot all the Hoyas in one tent, at least one tent. That did not even come close to happening. I haven't touched them. I don't really have an excuse for why that hasn't happened. Well, actually I do. I don't think I have enough pond to do all of them. And I would like to do all of them in one take. That is the excuse. The way I do things, the way things get done here is I usually do them in sections, and then when I don't have enough material to finish something, to finish a section, I just don't do it. I have maybe 10 liters of pond. I need 20, 30, nobody knows. Instead of doing a third of the tent, or whatever, doesn't matter, do something. I just choose to do nothing and to have this task hanging above my head. Is anyone else like this? Please, I need you to tell me. So tent is one of the things that was supposed to get done. The second thing is my Monstera esqueleto. I was supposed to, and I actually might do this. I feel optimistic. I need to put a pot because it started to grow roots on that wrapped part. I wrapped finally part of the stem in moss because I want to root the entire top. A pretty optimistic thing here. So I think I can do that, and then I can finally chop the base into pieces and propagate them and trade them or sell them so we can get more Hoyas. Everyone is surprised. I also need to repot my Philodendron Plaumani. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. And I'm not gonna keep this plant. It has a new home already, but this is my Plomani citrus. And again, these are all newer leaves that kind of started to become smaller with time because this plant, I mean, this one is actually surprisingly big, considering how I've been treating it, but you know, it's pretty bad in there. It's pretty bad. I will have to cut the pot. Could have done this. Now there is no excuse why I didn't do this yet. I really hope that my friend Anna, it's going to her, is not looking at this because she's gonna absolutely murder me. Sorry. The plant is fine. The plant is fine. We just need more potting mix. But I did something that I didn't plan this week, which is, we'll say it's a good thing. I bought a macro lens. Specifically for taking Hoya photos and close-up videos. I posted a couple of reels already on Instagram, my Hoya axillas and my Hoya amrita, former species frogfoot, but also most likely platycollis. That plant, the amrita slash platycollis slash frogfoot, amazing footage, amazing. I expect an Academy Award for this. Sure, be humble. After this, I'm gonna record another one for Hoya amicabilis. I simply adore Hoya amicabilis, and now it's living in my Millsbo cabinet because I did burn it a little bit in my tent. She is so cute. I think these are some of the cutest Hoya flowers. I'm actually going to include a bit of the macro footage. Love her. And my Hoya patella pink is in bloom. I have Hoya patella white, still not growing for me. I think I'm gonna get a new cutting this year, just, you know, to try a different cutting. But this is Hoya patella pink. What we will do now is we will water the plants in the Rodsta. I'm gonna take them out, and unfortunately all my hanging plants that I have watered several days ago, they're already dry, and I don't really know what can I do about that. I mean, sure, the common people would say water again, but I think we just need self-watering hanging pots. It's too many plants. It's too many plants, and this here next to you, let me just try to turn the camera. That's a jungle. A jungle is happening here, and it's pretty difficult to get to my cabinet. I did want to check the propagations in the cabinets. My Hoya cuttings have rooted, the new Hoya cuttings. So this is Hoya surrigoensis. It is actually pushing out a new leaf already. You saw me get this 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was very lightly, oh my gosh, there is another vine. You plan to get big. I don't know how I feel about that. But it needs to be repotted already because it's leaving the pot. I can't let them get too big of a root system in these pots because then I will have to break the pot. The pot is not so flexible and I don't want to break it. So this is gonna go into one of the self-watering pots, plus I think this is gonna need a trellis real fast. My species Flores Island UT039 is also rooted. This one doesn't have a massive root system, but we can see that she is growing a vine there. Yeah, they arrived in March. Now it's April. I don't think they have been here for a month. I am looking forward to the new Hoya Joy leaf because the old leaves are not something we want to see. She's also pushing another vine. Are you all okay? Why are you thriving so much? She also has a good root system there. I don't think she needs to be repotted soon. I mean, we could get ahead of this because, again, seems that she intends to get big. Helgiana has rooted, and I see that it's pushing a new growth there, but I don't see the roots taking over, so I think she's gonna stay here for a while. One that has surprised me because this was completely unrooted is this Kaimuki. You can see there are roots, and actually there are roots on the bottom. There. I have a bad luck with Archibaldina, McGillivray, Onychoides. I assume with Kaimuki too, and I think the issue is that I just don't keep them moist enough. I underwater them. But anyways, we have also propagations in this cabinet, the other Rodsta. You saw me cut these, I would say over a month ago. These are some Hoyas that I was rescuing. I don't think that Danumensis is doing as sexy as I thought it should be doing. It's doing okay. Again, it has roots. I will just take it out of the, because, you know, there's no point for it to be in the propagation box. I will put it, I think, in my Rodsta cabinet because that's where I have my other Danomensis, and that one seems to be fine. So maybe, you know, a role model. Maybe we need a role model in our life. I mean, we all need a role model in our life, don't we? My Memoria cross, there are roots on the side. She's gonna go into the tent. I really neglected this plant for way too long. And I'm not gonna do that to you again. I'm so sorry. My Mapigera is doing really well. Rooted really well. Kind of looks like a spider there. Don't love it. I do have still the base of this plant, and that is growing, so I'm actually going to combine them. And this Lacunosa also rooted again. This one I did rot, but I can see new roots, and that's great. I'm gonna put it either in Millsbo or Rodsta. This is Lacunosa from Laos. Or actually maybe in the tent. I think she can go in the tent on the wall. My Rinsey Borneo is looking okay. I don't see again roots on the side, but we can see that it actually produced a lot of aerial roots. It's firm in the pot, so I think essentially it's rooted. These two Lacunosas, one of them is Lacunosa Borneo, and then the other one is Borneo Red, I think. Both are rooted, both have new growth. So we're gonna give them bigger pots. Because I'm going to most likely knock these over and ruin the plant, so I'm just gonna give them normal small pots. Something like these that I can hang on the wall of my tent. And the last one is the most difficult one, and that's Lacunosa Black Queen. She's finally growing and she has rooted. I don't know if you can see there on the side. Okay, that's very promising. I just have to monitor this plant. So essentially, I think we can retire this prop box, and we have gotten some new space there for new cuttings, which I will absolutely have to order. You know what? I actually have to cut my own Hoyas. That's another thing that I didn't do. I was supposed to take photos of my Hoyas for sale. Haven't done it. Before we do that, what we need to do is water the Rodsta. We are going to try not to break the glass, and we need to water the Hoyas in my Rodsta cabinet. You just take a look. They look very nice there. I think I'm going to turn off one of the lights. I did that in the cabinet next to this one, essentially because I think it's too much light for some of them. It's two 17-watt LED tubes, and yeah, I don't think we need all that light, so I'm actually going to do that right away. Yeah, that looks better. I mean, you know, see, like it's one LED tube and it's quite close to the plants anyways. So just feel 2 is overkill. Plus these are all kind of lower light plants. Stop riding the motorcycle when I record a video. How disrespectful. So we're gonna take some of these plants out and water them, and oh, did I break that? I think I did. Well, this plant started to grow into the lights. This is Hoya paradisa. I have seen on Facebook that a lot of people have it in bloom. And I think some of you watch my channel. You can see my plant is still not in bloom, so how dare you? Essentially, I think this plant has received too much light. You can see that my leaves are definitely on the smaller side here. I mean, it's a big plant. It's very long. It's wrapped around multiple times. It's a year old now. On the 22nd of May, I received it. And you can see some of the leaves are just very small, and I just noticed that the leaves on people's plants are much bigger. So I think I'm just giving it a bit too much light, which is fine. Easy problem to solve. You know, these Hoyas, you don't look at them for a week, and you can be sure that they're getting into your lights, into your outlets, into every crack and crevice they can find. Can I say that on the channel? I think I can. I think that's fine. That's not nasty. Nothing needs to be trimmed. Everything looks good, except that the leaves are still small. I don't check them that frequently, to be honest. I just let them grow, and I discover one day everything is tangled up. This is Hoya puvoensis. It's not the fastest growing Hoya. It's a very pretty Hoya. That leaf is gorgeous, but it's so not fast. And I know this is true for everyone. Just Hoya puvoensis is... You're a snail. But you beautiful flowers, beautiful flowers. This is Denisi Frida. I think I actually saw a peduncle here or on the other one. It's growing well, as you can see, getting bigger by the day. I think I should make sure that this goes around here, and then when it gets to the top, somehow we need to make it go to the bottom and then again to the, I don't know. But yes, there is the peduncle. The buds are not growing yet, but here is the peduncle, which we don't see. And if I keep touching it, I'll break it. Another thing with the Hoyas is try to get them to trellis them. I mean, if you want to retrellis a Hoya, I find it easier, much easier. If they have not started to kind of twine around something here, then it's just much more difficult and you're gonna break something. Am I talking from experience here? Absolutely yes. So we have released her and I'm just gonna put her here. All the reservoirs are empty. You drink too much. You may have a problem. This is a beautiful Caudata clone from Farah, and she stopped growing. She's actually going to start growing here. This is all without a node. Actually, there is a node here, but you know what? I am going to cut it right here because we don't need long vines with nothing on them, and I just think, you know, sometimes cutting them helps them also branch out. So she is gonna get the memo, and there were no baby leaves there. And this is the other Denisi. This one definitely has a peduncle and it started to bud up, and they have not blasted, but some of them look like they might. And I assume that is because, I mean, we're just gonna take a wild guess. I bet it's dry. You won the bet, Miro. You won the bet. But it's also pretty common for Hoyas to try blooming first time and for the flowers not to make it. I don't get upset anymore about that. When I see Hoya peduncles now, I'm like, okay, tease. Because I saw peduncles on some of my verticillata 2 years ago and it didn't bloom until now. Just saying. They like to tease us. They're cruel. This is really awfully trellised. I can't do anything about that. This was nicely trellised before I touched it again. Also, sometimes, you know, I will take the buds off. I mean, these are gonna fall off by themselves anyways, but I'm just taking them off because I'm gonna put it back into the cabinet and I don't want the buds to keep falling here on pon. Obviously, these are ready to fall off. I'm not tearing them off. They're just done. They have not released. See, like these are not releasing, so I'm gonna leave those. This is Hoya flagellata. Beautiful, beautiful plant, so easy to grow and so easy to bloom. Mine has also made a seed pod. Those seedlings are not growing super fast. I don't know why. I think they might need a bit more warmth. This, I believe, is Hoya caudata, and this is the clone from Borneo. Okay, this one can also be cut here. I'm just making sure not to cut off anything with a peduncle on it. Seems that it has lost the baby leaves here and it stopped growing here, so I'm just gonna cut it because, again, no one needs a vine with nothing on it. This is just like some light maintenance we do. This is the silver caudata. This is, again, dry tip. The reason they have dry tips is because I repotted this when I was moving it to the Rodsta, and usually for me they just, the tips dry out when repotting. Cut it here and it's gonna be fine. See, such small leaves. It's definitely too much light for this. This plant is capable of producing much larger leaves. One of them is a real mess that I have not. I should trim this, but I haven't. I'm essentially avoiding this because this is way too many vines here. It looks a little bit better. Honestly, not a big fan of this, but it's new growth, so we're just gonna leave it. So this is TN99008, I think. This is also caudata now. It was sold to me as species affinity caudata, and I think I made videos in the past saying that caudatas from Sumatra are not caudata but affinity caudata, which was true then. But then I came across this more updated information where it seems that all of them are caudata. Affinity caudata is now caudata too. And this is my Passiflora. She really enjoyed the tent a bit more, but you know, hopefully we can make this work for her. thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed me not managing to do all the chores that I wanted to do. I'm sure that has been very inspiring. And I just want you to let me know what are some of the chores that you did. And also please just tell me that you are also like me and you overplan things and then don't get, because I think I'm excellent at planning. It's just my issue is I think there are 48 hours in a day and there's like 2 of me at least, and that's a problem because that's not true. That's not true. So we have a bit of an issue there, but my plans are excellent. Like repot 40 hoyas from a grow tent in under an hour and trellis all of them and make those trellises and put them back. Doesn't that sound like an excellent plan to you? It sounds like an amazing plan. And you still have enough time to do so many other things in the same day. Yeah, please don't hire me to plan any events because it's gonna be hell for people. I would be terrible. Just everyone would want to cry. Actually, that is what happens when I go to my friends and we do planned chores. She definitely does not feel good because I'm just way too intense. I plan too many things. I get way too bossy, which I don't think it's true, but my friends would disagree, but okay, whatever. I'm just highly suggestive. How did we get to this topic? I don't know. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't like the video, make sure to also give it a thumbs up because I asked you to very nicely. That was a bit of Moira from Schitt's Creek. And I wanted to ask you for something. Oh yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Have a wonderful weekend and I will see you very soon in another video that I definitely know the topic of, but I have not started recording, and it's also another very ambitious video. Stay ambitious! I would like to take some time to thank my patrons. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons, my 3 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal, Anne-Margaret Moen, Angela Bernard, Angela Parrish, Anne C., Ashley Hoyas, Becky Higgins, Beth Gibson, Betsy, Danube Daniels, Daria Kaminska, Deanne Sikorsky, Farah, Gina Geise, Go Green Tropical, Heather Uppenkamp, Hoji Scott, Houseplant Heather, Hoya Heather, Yana Griffin, Jessica Chio, Kara, Casey Gross, Kelly Koo, Kelso, Kristen Sherwood, Leplan de Steph, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Mars B, Martina, a leaf per day, Marty Miller, Mary Rose, Melissa Walker, Michael Curley, Nicole Ferranti, Mirka Grun-Roos, Neely Yang, Nicole Moreau, Nicole and Caleb of Schleif Tropicals, Nita Macy, PJ, Plan Druid, Rachel Peterson, Robin L. Jennings, Sherry Kumar, Stephanie H2O, Sybil Williams, Tanya, Tessa Martins, The Swedish Hoya Dude, Tia B, TJWO, Wendy Foreman, Wendy Rossman, Yuta the Walamut, Zardarama, and Zlakov Nipani. Also, a big thank you to my $3 patrons, Angelina Farnan, Anna K, Brenda Little, Brianna Phillips, Kilone, Christina Greengrass, Claudia L, Fluffy Blue Sheep, Jerry's Garden, Lisa Helling, Morgan Kennedy, Nella, Nerdy Kathy, Plan Dread, Plantolania, Ringlov, and Tang Watana Cool. And a thank you to my $1 patrons, Brandon Pacheco, Carrie Constance, Amelia Bronson, Jacinta, Jolie Sullivan, Kayla Vavra, Lauren M, Lorianne Subramaniam, Luzman Fernandez, Neely Spicer, and Olivia Chin Mueller. Thank you all so much for your incredible support. I hope that you enjoyed this very long vlog. Have a wonderful week and I will see you soon.